Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis, and starting with the moon boy scenario where we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 toward the upside. This wave 5 can be unfolding from the previous bull run with triple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 4 and a 5, where you have a wave 4 of course in the yellow scenario here, and then moving toward the upside in a wave 5. The wave 5, of course, has reached already or passed the 5 times of a wave 2, reducing the possibility. And of course, we did not reach the invalidation of this scenario, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which is still possible, of course. However, the answer should be given, of course, inside this area where you would like to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Currently, we see a 1-2, 1-2 if you want to call this, of course, a bullish scenario. Now, the problem with those double 1-2, both wave 2s are sideways, which in like reducing so much the possibility, so much, of course, especially that the wave 2 are triangles. Both of them are triangles at, this is a broken rule, of course, for Elliott wave, because a Wave 2 is not allowed to be a triangle. You can simply use ChatGPT for this to make sure if I am mistaken or not. Just ask ChatGPT, is it allowed Wave 2 to be a triangle? And you will get the answer. And basically, if you are in a 1-2 and breaking the rules here, therefore you cannot expect, of course, a move towards the upside impulsively and 4-5, 4-5. You have to expect this 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and starting to lower down with every single move towards the upside with sideways range. And those sideways range is a weakness or a signal of exhaustion of the chart. And that because that is a huge seller here in the top, huge sellers pressuring, of course, the price action. And of course, because there are a lot of influence and a lot of moon boys in the bottom, that they are trying to pumping the chart, but the chart is already exhausted. And with every single move toward the upside, we're gonna see a lot of sideways longer than even the pump itself, which is boring, which is also not really nice chart to see. And at the end, it's going to end up, of course, as a corrective wave, as W, X, and a Y, X, and a Z. Whatever it's going to end up here with one more wave toward the upside, can add one more zigzag in sideways in between. It's going to finish kind of like a zigzag like this. Yeah, so W, X, and a Y. So, yeah, what can I say, guys? It's sometimes it become a little bit not really nice chart Bitcoin to see just some influence, and that Bitcoin should always be to the moon. I mean, that is some rules in life as well. That is up and downs, and we cannot break those rules. And I believe, of course, that we are still in a bear market, and I believe that this bull run is finished in double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 4, and a 5. You have finished your bull run with a wave 1, and you're looking, of course, for a bear market. Now, this bear market can be in several ways. Of course, it has to be 3 waves, A, B, and a C, where we might see, of course, this correction hitting the wave 2 between the 0.38 and the 0.23, which is, of course, on the logarithmic chart, where you might not hit, of course, the 0.23. I'm going to show you something as well without logarithmic chart. You can see that this leg has almost reached the 0.38, but it did not touch it on the linear chart, which is not allowed at all. And that, of course, is a very, very good signal that we are not ready to move toward the upside. You did not reach the minimum requirement for a wave 2. And basically, you did not even reach the minimum requirement as well for a wave minimum requirement as a time for a wave 2 as well to move towards the upside. And therefore, of course, I still believe we're still in a bear market. Whatever we're gonna see here, some sideways move up, it might reach the high. Well, potentially it can be, and it can turn it, of course, into A, B, C expanding flat. which is not nice to see at all because it's a very, very tricky chart and it can liquidate both sides, which is not a good, healthy chart anymore, right? It's going to liquidate the sellers at the top, thinking that we're moving toward the upside. And of course, at the end, it's going to flash everyone who bought starting from here. And it's going to drop very, very massively. And that because, of course, of the exhaustion of the chart that you can see in each level that we move toward the upside. Incredible. So basically, on the 1 hour chart, I'm looking for a wave A here to finish. Whether with this wave A will finish, of course, in A, B, and a C, and this wave B, of course, is gonna be an exhaustion and then finishing in W, X, and Y and flashing everyone in a very huge fast impulse toward the downside for a wave A, and then a continuation, of course, for a bear market here for a wave B again, and then a wave C. So we have to give the bear market its right. We have to give it its time. We have to give it its level. It has to be respected the same of any bear market before. This is not a bear market to compare with this one. This one is still the minimum bear market that you might get. And this is not acceptable, of course, as a bear market after a huge bull run wave 1 here. And you need the minimum time, of course, to correct all this chart and then to move toward the upside. Otherwise, Bitcoin is breaking all the rules, and I don't think so. So basically, we have 3 ways for a wave A, potentially 3 ways for a wave B. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the downside again. If we dive deeper, of course, in this scenario where we might see a potential finished wave A here, if we have finished wave A here, you're looking, as we said, for a wave B, a very extended, or a W, X, and a Y here. It can be, of course, we're going to explain, but yeah, and then flashing everyone towards the downside, towards the 60K, of course, as an A, B, and a C. Another scenario is that you are in a wave A, finished here as W, X, and a Y, and you are in another W, X, and a Y for a wave B, and then you're looking again for a wave C towards the downside. So both case scenario leads us, of course, for a lower chart, of course, and we're still looking for lower. Now, if we move inside it, I'm not gonna take more time, of course, with the explanation of this bear market, since I explained it many times and I'm still on it. I'm gonna move in the micros. We have, of course, an A, B, and a C. It's not possible, of course, to have a wave 2 with a triangle and another wave 1. Anyway, it's unfinished 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So this might be your wave 1. Then you will get a wave 2 in case you are in a 1, 2. But basically, what we are looking at right now is a wave 5 for this impulse after hitting a wave 3. We are looking at A, B, C, D, and an E again for a wave 4. And you're looking for a wave 5. This wave 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, again sideways because of the exhaustion, and then of course a wave 5. So the chart is taking benefit of any wave 4 on the chart to make it sideways. That because of the exhaustion of the amount of sellers in the top, and of course that the buyers that they are entering right now, which they might be flashed very, very soon. Now, if we are in sideways here, of course, of a wave 4, you might get this wave 5 in the blue box yesterday as expected. So I'm still expecting this wave. However, yesterday we got a signal here where after an ABC wave 4 potentially, you got a 1, 2, 3, and then you was expecting, of course, a wave 5 to hit the blue box, and then it has invalidated this impulse as 1, 2, 3 invalidation, and the invalidation was given as an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, where your wave 4 did not interfere with the zone 1, or you can read it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 leading diagonal. Both case scenarios signaling that the trend is shifting toward the downside. However, again, the influence in the market of the moon boys is transferring this into, again, a sideways, and then potentially start to looking for one more leg toward the upside, which is gonna flash everyone, of course, in the top. So you have to be careful with it, because of course invalidation of an impulse or a leading diagonal, both case scenario works here, and not getting successful with a 1-2 here, or A, B, and a C at least, that is very, very huge problematic here that we have. This is a huge amount of sellers entering the market, and again, at this area, a huge amount of buyers entering again, and also here. And then, of course, turning this into sideways of exhaustion. And then if we move toward the upside one more leg, more sellers are gonna enter, of course, to flash everyone again. So these are the possibilities, and this can happen and repeat in every single move toward the upside. So if we're gonna see a move towards the upside, moving down and sideways again, we're gonna see this like for a long time to finish this correction, guys. And this is, of course, exhaustion for traders, right? It's an exhaustion for traders because it's not a healthy chart to trade anymore. And yeah, even me personally, it makes me exhausted. I'm not trading Bitcoin anymore. I will not trade it for now until, of course, I get the perfect signal to move towards the downside. No financial advice, guys. So these are the update for Bitcoin right now. This is what the chart is saying. It is exhausted with every single sideways, and we are still in a bear market, in my opinion, and we're still moving toward the downside. Yep, so that was it for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.